Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Human Bacon Podcast. Today is the day before Thanksgiving, so right off the bat, fucking happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Happy Thanksgiving, yes.
It's the fucking time of the year where, you don't get presents, but yeah,
Your
you
belly
fucking eat
does.
all day,
Your belly gets
and it's
presents.
beautiful. It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful thing.
Thanksgiving is my second favorite holiday, I think. I like Halloween, and then so it's nice back to back
Mm,
quick.
mm. Yeah, I went to a Halloween wedding. Did I tell you about that?
No.
Yeah, fucking So Courtney, I went to her brother's. Courtney's my girlfriend. I went to her brother's wedding, and it was in October. It was right at the end of October, like Halloween. And yeah, dude, it was a fucking giant Halloween themed wedding, and everything was purple and black and fucking cobwebs everywhere. And
That's great. That's
yeah,
pretty cool.
it was really rad.
Like a black dress.
Yeah,
And all
it
that.
was like black and purple and fucking. It
What was
was.
the, whatever you, guy who does the
Oh, with like the
podcast,
with the
Mr.
book.
Yeah.
It was one of their like relatives, but he was dressed in like all like purple and black, and he had this like big like Mad Hatter hat on,
That's pretty sick.
and it was fucking solid. I was the only person that didn't come dress themed because I didn't have purple. Like purple's a pretty
Yeah,
weird
that's not
like
something you just have.
yeah, you don't just have a purple
Just,
suit.
just like the Joker. Like, sorry, this is all I have from a Halloween a few years ago.
Yeah, everyone had to like they would like, you got anything purple? I was just like, I'm not spending, you know,
No.
like a
For
hundred,
a
two
one,
hundred
yeah,
dollars for like a purple suit.
one-time deal. Just
Yeah,
never gonna use it.
yeah.
Um, did we introduce ourselves? That's not good. Not a good start. I'm
Ah,
Tyler, by the way. Your
yeah.
host.
I'm Tyler, the host. And this is Nick, my co-host here,
Yeah,
and
we're just excited.
we're just very excited. Big day tomorrow.
It's a big day. Cooking a turkey.
I'm going over 3 houses for food and shit tomorrow,
Wow.
and yours is one of them.
You're gonna have to starve yourself then.
Because it's my house, it's your house, and then Courtney's.
Yeah.
So
They canceled the Thursday night game too tomorrow night.
they fucking canceled it.
Yeah, the was it Ravens Titans?
I have no idea.
I think.
You know more about football than I do.
Yeah.
I'm more
I
basketball.
think that's who it was. But yeah, they canceled it because the Ravens have run out the facility.
The whole facility.
That was the best.
Jesus.
Well, they shut down the facility.
Yeah. I get what you're saying.
But still, that was the best game too tomorrow that was going to happen because the Cowboys are shit.
Do they still have games going on tomorrow?
There's still two other games going on tomorrow. So you're
Live food.
Yeah, but you want to see the Ravens and the Titans.
Oh, and Lola has come to visit.
Lola the dog is here.
If you ever hear in the background any Velociraptor feet, that's
Yeah,
Lola's.
that's the dog.
Those are Lola's feet.
I wrote down a few, even nobody gives a shit about, Thanksgiving Day facts.
Crazy facts.
Crazy facts.
Fire away one.
Go
ahead.
Pilgrims never had little belt buckles in their hats.
What?
Yeah, that wasn't invented until the 18th century, buckles.
You're shitting me.
No, so that wasn't the thing. They did
So
wear
they
black.
added that.
Yeah, black was a really expensive fabric back then too, so they weren't all there wearing black.
No.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
they're black to us, especially us. Where they
My
landed.
whole like
Where
well,
Pilgrims
the
are.
images in my head there.
And Pilgrims are people only from Plymouth. I guess we was gonna get that confused with the Protestants or whoever came over. But those are the ones that like you can just separate. Because some people came over here for religious reasons, and some people come over there and just like, I'm trying to, I'm poor. I might as well try to go somewhere else.
Yeah, they came over, they had Thanksgiving, and then wiped out a lot of the Native Americans with like the cold and shit.
Yeah,
Like,
they had a bunch of goose and like seafood and carrier pigeons. The first meal too.
there was no turkey.
There was no turkey. They literally ate like pigeons.
Why have we been lied to
Seafood.
all these years?
I don't know. That's something I didn't know. Her name is Sarah Josepha Hale from New Hampshire. She's the one who actually got Thanksgiving to be made a holiday. She was an editor, and for 17 years to 5 different presidents, she wrote to try to make Thanksgiving a national holiday. And Abraham Lincoln did it
Oh
in
shit.
1863. So not only did he free the slaves,
He
he
created.
gave us Thanksgiving.
He
as a
gave us
national
Thanksgiving.
holiday.
What a good cunt.
Well, what more is it going to need to do?
Yeah.
Like, Jesus, man, what? 9 feet tall, giant hat.
He didn't weigh much either. He was just bones and skin.
Yeah, I'm
That's-
sure even if you were rich back then, like, what do you want to eat? It would have much.
Yeah.
want to eat each other.
Like the fanciest food they had back then was like, if you had grapes, you were like fucking worshipped. It's like, holy shit, you got grapes?
Fruit or something like. They're not like just like sharing or whatever. They just have a bunch of like animals hanging up, and they're like, no, it's gonna be good. And if you get like all those flies on it, it seems like it's pretty good for them right now.
I'll eat the flies anyways. They like more protein.
That point, like, fuck it.
That was most of history, dude. It's like, flies on my food, good. It's like more protein. Thank God.
That's why they just salted everything. No refrigeration or ice, anything. There's no ice.
I'm just saying we have it real easy in regards to food. Like in regards to food, man. If you're even in a second world country, like when you compare yourself to most of history, it's like you're doing pretty damn good.
You just walk down the street and go to a corner store, have a bunch of snacks and stuff, and just like, what the hell is this? Because I'm kind of hungry. At some point during the day, I'm going to just snack a little bit. But I used to have to like eat one meal, and then after it's done right now, when's the next one? We're just like, man, go on my phone.
Imagine giving people in the past a taste of food today. Just how it would it would kill their taste buds because of how saturated it is with sodium and sugar. It'd be
what to do.
Their mind would explode.
But the opposite, if they gave us that, we'd probably die because of what the hell was in it.
People like I'm not saying they were a lot healthier back then, but their immunity was a lot more than ours. Like to viruses and shit.
Yeah, well, we have like FDAs and.
Yeah, because the only people that survived were the people that could survive back then, you know?
Yeah.
The only people that could survive were the people who basically ate dirt. And they're like, the dirt's in their food, and they're like, I'm gonna eat it anyways. And that's how they strengthened their immune systems. Like, I mean, people died, obviously.
Yeah.
But it's natural selection.
Yeah, we don't need you. There's no lion out there just chewing on the...
Most of history is just so bad.
This bush. It's not gonna...
Yeah. Most of history is just horrible.
Oh, within even like the last like
so many people suffering.
Years, if you wanted to live anywhere before that, it was like even 100 years ago. But compared to the rest of history, we're still just like, oh, look at everyone's you running down the head with torches and spears and swords, and they're coming to just take over our village now. I'm like, oh, so that's who, and then all of a sudden now they're the new leader. They might not kill everybody, but like, all right, what's in charge now? And you're like, all right, now they're a new guy in charge. What's this time? What is he going to tax me on?
Yeah.
Like mud pies that I make, dude?
That's what it was. It was like, my blood's better than your blood. Ah, die.
Yep. And the new incest stuff, and then all of a sudden, coming out with two fucking heads.
Dude, like,
car store.
Thinking about like the small communities that were around, like a long time ago, it's like you really think about it, like the amount of like incest that probably happened is probably just insane. Yeah. Just insane. It's like you're in this community and literally you don't know incest is bad at all, and your sister's the best looking girl out of the 3 girls in town, and it's like
well, this is what happens.
It's like, this is what happens.
It's like, Jesus. Thing? At one point, do they realize that you can't do that? Like, how many babies had to come out just messed up before they were like, the same family? You know what was the worst part? It was white people who at one point were like, all right, we need to stop banging each other. This isn't good. This isn't... oh, man, I don't even want to say England because some people, but that's where you think, like, royal lineage is where they were trying to keep everything pure.
That's where white people started. Anyway, that's where they became white people.
Yeah, we're a bunch of... Though, I think I remember that Sir William, or whoever, like, invaded England to make it England in the beginning, he saw, I think it was Halley's Comet, and he took it as a sign of the gods saying that they needed to invade that night. And they, like, invaded and took over and made a thing what England is.
Oh, Jesus.
Because they saw a comet and they thought it was a sign from God, being like, dude, that's God telling us that we gotta go and do this, and it's just a giant rock floating in the void past a random planet, hundreds of thousands of miles an hour. It's like, nope, it's a sign.
It's crazy how like the more advanced we got, like the less superstitious we got. And like, dude, superstition, like that was people's entire lives.
Oh yeah.
Like for a long, long time,
I would be. I was a little superstitious when I was younger.
Oh yeah, when you're a kid, you're prone to that though.
Yeah.
Like for whatever reason, when you're a kid, you love magic and
Yeah.
mysterious things and stuff like that, and it's not till you're like, oh, this is the real world. It's
Yeah.
just boring and bland.
And then it's like, oh, all right, none of this is actually.
Fuck.
Yeah. It doesn't matter if I cross a black cat or walk under a ladder. You know what I mean? With how big and everything is in the universe, like superstitions don't really.
Dude, if I break a mirror though, even now, like in my brain, I'm gonna be like, I might be fucked.
Like, this is it. 7 years? 7 years is a long time.
Yeah.
Dude. I can't.
And I'm not saying I believe in it, but like still, my brain will interpret it that way, and it's
Sometimes it's
weird.
like good stuff, like some of the phobias people have. Obviously, like arachnophobia. I think we talked about that last time too. But like people have certain phobias of certain animals for a reason, almost like a superstition. Like, oh, don't
Yeah.
go there because that's gonna happen. It's like, no, just because people were dying because they get bit by a spider, and they're like, well,
Yeah.
I don't know
Like-
what to tell you.
Like common phobia, like phobias, like they
Like
evolved.
heights, things like that.
Yeah, they evolved basically to protect you.
Yeah.
That's what phobias are. It's like you're scared of that because you think it's gonna propose danger to you.
Yeah.
But with people nowadays, there's not much threat at all within society, so they develop irrational phobias, right?
Oh,
Of just insane things, like you're scared of a mouse.
Oh man, I
Think like 300 years ago, you wouldn't find anyone who's scared of a mouse. Okay, they're scared of mountain lions and
saber-toothed tigers.
people pillaging their homes. Like they're
literally, they're afraid of other people more.
Yeah. scared of a mouse. It's like it's such a first world problem, man.
I was not even worried about that.
Yeah.
Even like small things, like not even
Yeah.
mice, but other bugs, and some flying around your house like a fly or something. You're like, oh, Jesus, gotta get this fly. And people back then were just like that. They were just landing, chilling with the flies.
Yeah. Or being scared of like, I don't know, clowns or something.
I know a girl who's literally afraid of balloons.
Just balloons.
Balloons freak her out, and she says
Really?
it's because she's afraid of that it might pop, and that's what like the anticipation of it popping
Oh,
freaks her out so much she can't.
that gets me excited. Like if a balloon is being like filled with air and I'm like, oh my god, it's gonna pop, I'm like I'm getting excited.
Afterwards though, like if
Like, oh,
it's
shit.
floating around, it's like just the thought of like it's about to
Really?
explode. Yeah.
Wow. She must have had something happen when she was
Oh,
younger. Like
mad balloons popping on your kid's birthday or something you don't remember.
yeah. Or like just a balloon popped right next to her head and it just like traumatized her.
Oh yeah.
It's like that easily could happen. But phobias are
I'm really afraid of weird stuff.
yeah.
I really can't. Heights is my big thing. I'm not down with. I don't go on roller coasters. I don't do any of that stuff because.
Like some people are afraid of the sun.
Yeah.
Like that's a straight up phobia. It's real. You can be afraid of the thing that makes it so you have food and water and that you're alive on this planet.
Is that in Benchwarmers?
It was in Benchwarmers, yeah.
Was it Nick Swartzen? Whatever it is.
Yeah.
Hiding in the closet, afraid of the sun.
When he has to steal the Girl Scout cookies because it's the only food they're gonna have for the week. The
real thing, I'm sure people. I mean, literally, when you think of anything, someone's afraid of it.
Yeah.
Somebody afraid of mustard.
Probably.
They're just.
Probably.
Weird
Just
people.
imagine someone sprinting away from mustard.
You think every other. That's why every ocean state. You think now we know why every other race is afraid or has a phobia of white people. There's the horrific things we've done through.
Well, I'll tell you what. We've invaded a lot of areas.
Everywhere.
Yeah. I mean, when you have the technology and advancement, I don't really care what color you are. If you have that power, you're gonna invade other places.
Genghis Khan.
Genghis Khan was insane.
That was
He almost conquered the whole world.
Yeah, like that's insane. But then you go like Napoleon.
Yeah.
Or was it? Didn't they leave him on an island?
Napoleon? I have no idea.
That's what happened with him. I know we tried to get so far of conquering. So they left him on an island, like in Pirates of the Caribbean with Johnny Depp. I think they just straight up left his ass there with no rum, and then sorry dude, you can.
Oh Jesus.
Crack a crab leg open and mix in a little alcohol and somehow. Good wishing for that. I don't know what.
God, imagine being stranded on an island.
I can't swim, so that's just. I would just.
Even if you could swim, like you're gonna swim on the ocean?
How do you figure out how to make a raft?
That's not easy to do. It's not easy.
I'd never make a raft. For the life of me. Like, you could put me on a desert island for 1,000,000 years. Something like that. I'm not going to float far. I'm not going to be drifting out there waiting for some oiler or something floating by. Hopefully he sees me,
Yeah.
takes me in.
Oh God. Desert islands. I mean, what do you have to drink? Coconuts. That's it.
Even then, I mean,
How the fuck are you gonna open a coconut? You know how hard it is to open a coconut with nothing, no tools.
me just chucking it at a tree like playing dodgeball. This
Yeah.
one kid standing there, he's too afraid to move, and I'm just throwing it over and over in his stupid head, hoping that it opens. That's like we have to pretend while you're humming it at a tree. Yeah, it's not gonna.
Yeah.
You're not gonna open.
Dude, survival situations. Those are they're no joke. Like I don't know if you know about this one, but it's a plane that crashed in like it was the Himalayas, and
The soccer team.
I I don't know. I forget. I know they had to eat each other. Like they had to eat the dead bodies. I know that's what happened, and it was like the dead bodies literally were frozen. So they described the texture like jerky, like the
You're
survivors.
just ripping a piece of dried meat
Yeah,
off of something.
yeah.
They made a movie out of it, but Christian Slater, someone is. But there's, I know we talked about because like they all like they crash, and a lot of them, like not a lot of them, but the ones that make it are ready to like try to keep living, and then they realize after a while they gotta start eating each other. And they lived a pretty long amount of time eating each other, which is super bad for you.
Yeah.
Eating other people.
Yeah. Your body literally tells you
It-
not to do
It does
that
something
because
in your brain, like there's some chemical that you can't break down.
yeah. Well, it's part of evolution. It's like don't eat your own kind.
And then other ones can. Like bears and shit.
Oh, yeah.
Cubs and shit. Like, wait a minute.
Specifically our evolution, it's like don't do that. But yeah, because male lions, they'll kill baby cubs and just eat them. They don't care.
Yeah, they gotta like the females have to keep them away because they'll just murder them.
Oh yeah, a male lion will go to a female's cubs and murder the cubs just so he can mate with the female and she'll have his cubs. Because when a female doesn't have cubs, she goes into heat faster. It's fucking crazy.
That's insane. And of course, I can't find it. I'm trying to look for it, but I know exactly what movie you're talking about.
Yeah, it wasn't a movie that I saw, but it was a documentary. It was probably a documentary, and the movie was the same
It
thing.
was a shitty version of what actually happened. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the Donner Party though. Same thing. Like I don't know the whole story, but I know there was a whole group of people, like 50 people, or 30-something people, trying to look at California, or whatever. And then they all, a bunch of them died and had to eat each other.
Yeah, man. And like when you interview someone or ask anybody, like, will they ever eat somebody else to survive? Dude, a lot of average people would say no. But it's like you don't know that.
You don't know when
You don't know starvation. You really don't. It's like you've been comfortable your whole life. You've had food every
You've
day.
been hungry.
Yeah.
You know, but you haven't been like, all right, there's literally no means of food in sight.
Yeah.
Nothing. You can't even just run in a convenience store and grab something and run out. You know what I mean? Like even like you don't even face that level.
Yeah.
Like,
And if you don't have
wilderness-
survival skills in that situation, you're not going to know what to do, and you have to
No.
consume what's around you. You know.
Yeah. That's why
And
if shit ever, even like an EMP
yeah.
or something. I mean, I'm no conspiracy. I don't think it's gonna happen. But if something like that, like all that shut down, and a lot of us, how many, you know what I mean, are really ready to survive in the wild?
No.
And know how to like what food to get, even how to start a fire and things like. You really think there's 300-something million people in this country? Never mind, we're connected to Canada and all of South America and everything. Like we're all connected. How many of us are really ready?
No.
Well, I mean, you know, I say that most of South Americans are fucking living like that right now, but
Well, like, what's crazy is, like, so if modern civilization fell apart, like the anthropological, like tribes, like the people who are just living in the woods, it's like they won't know the difference. They'll be in a better spot than we are right
Oh, yeah.
now, and that's crazy.
like that's what I mean, like in the rainforest and all that in South America.
Yeah,
Like
Yeah.
all those people were just like, dude, that's how we've been living. You know
yeah.
what I mean? Like, welcome to how we've been doing it
EMP,
for-
so what? Who
Yeah,
gives a fuck?
We've been there for thousands of years. We're
Yeah.
sitting there like, there's no drive-through. Where do I'm gonna validate my parking. Like, oh no. I know. I mean, even I know how to cut meat and do stuff like that. I wouldn't know how to like catch a squirrel and break down a squirrel.
Yeah.
Get the meat from a squirrel.
Well, I mean,
Like,
see,
what-
but
what
you
do
have
I-
a useful trade. You have a useful trade if the apocalypse happens.
Yeah.
You're valuable, right? Because it like you need to know how to cut up cows and shit.
Yeah.
Like that's gonna be the first things that go. It's like
Yeah,
killing
but
all the
I
cows,
couldn't.
all the farm animals.
I'd be good with stuff like that, but like I just like smaller animals. Like,
Yeah,
dude, I don't know how to. No, I got this. I would just crack it in half like a chicken or something.
yeah,
Like, oh shit. No, it's
exactly.
good. It's fine.
Yeah, like it's crazy watching like survival people, like on YouTube and stuff. Just they'll just shoot a squirrel with an arrow and then like fillet it right in front of you,
Yeah.
and it's like Jesus Christ, if this world went to shit, they'd be okay.
Would you rather have? I was talking about this the other day with somebody. Like, if the apocalypse happened, would you rather have it be like the zombie, like the biblical apocalypse happens, or would you rather it be like nukes take us out? Like you can live. Like either way, you live somehow to like fight through it. But would you rather deal with like a biblical,
Like a biblical like plague or like
like
nukes.
they're rising from the dead? And there's the four horsemen going around. You know, and literally like there's demons coming up, and or you gotta deal with
If
like
I
how to
could
live with
survive,
radiation and
if I could survive the nukes, then yeah,
take a chance with the nukes.
yeah, I'd probably do the nukes. And like I think it'd be pretty cool to be watching demons come out of the ground.
Yeah.
Like that'd be like really
Feel like this is
cool,
the end,
but that'd only be cool for like a couple minutes because like
and then now you're like, oh,
it's like how you better escape demons.
yeah. Now you just get fucked up by
You
the
ain't gonna
demons.
escape demons. It's like you can be lucky and like be in a place that isn't nuked, but
It's almost like the nuke one is just there's nothing. You know what I mean? And then you go to the apocalypse one, it's like everything. It's like chaos. I'm like, how do I survive during all this chaos? Or you just complete isolation.
yeah.
You're trying to live how to go. That's why it's like, is it like which way?
Well, you'd have to go through a nuclear winter, you know?
Oh yeah.
Like, and that's horrible. But like, say, luckily you were a doomsday prepper and you get a bunker and
Yeah.
you're all
makes
set,
sense and
then obviously you choose that over like the biblical one. But what would you choose?
oh, man. I think if I was a doomsday prepper, I would do the nuke one. But if I'm
Yeah.
not, I'll take the biblical
Yeah.
one. I'll just take my chances trying to find something to do. You know.
The biblical one would be cooler before you died.
I think I'd last
It'd be a
way.
lot,
Yeah.
a lot of like cool like magic shit happening. You'd be
I
like,
think
oh my god.
it'd be like the nuke one. Like you might be able to live for a while and stretch out. Do you know what I mean? The biblical one. I mean, you'd have a good maybe day or two of just insanity, and then you'd just be.
You can't hide from
horrifically
demons and
no,
fucking
exactly.
God and
Yeah.
shit. No, that ain't
No.
happening, man. What?
But it would be nuts if I could get some, you know. But if I was a prepper, obviously you'd rather do the new thing, just live
Yeah.
on the ground, and hope for the best.
Exactly. Oh, Lola's toenails. I hear them.
Yeah, it's like the Velociraptor, like the first.
It is. It's I honestly, I'm fucking Velociraptor behind me.
You the brother and sister and we're hiding there.
Dude, that kitchen scene in Jurassic Park was, dude, that terrified me as a kid.
The tapping of that nail and the
Oh.
thing just looking at it, like, dude, that thing would in half.
What a good addition they added to the movie. They were just like that nail. We really got to emphasize that nail.
That's what I love when movies do like props and you can see things. Like the CGI and everything that with throws me so.
Yeah.
Because I'm a huge Lord of the Rings fan, and the first, the Fellowship, Two Towers, and
Yeah.
Return of the King, when they use like real people dressed like orcs and orcais and goblins, like I know all of it wasn't, but they had a lot of real people in real makeup, and you can see them like fighting with swords.
Yeah, it's fucking awesome.
And then the Hobbit ones, it's like it's all CGI. Like,
That's
it's all
a-
just, and it's like I want to see people battling because it just gets more realistic. I know it's
Yeah.
like, oh, this wizard's neck and elves. What the fuck do you mean realistic? None of this is real. And I'm like, but still, like war wise.
But CGI, but like, it doesn't matter if it's like wizards or elves. Like, you still, and like, some of that obviously has to be CGI, but
Yeah.
you still want most of it to be like real time shadows and like being able to know that someone isn't fighting a green screen.
Yeah,
You know,
you
it's,
can almost
it's
tell like when someone's hitting a sword with somebody, you can see like the.
you see the vibration of the
Yeah.
sword. Like, you can't
It just makes it
simulate
feel
that.
more real.
Yeah.
You can see like he's getting tired.
Yeah.
Kind of throwing it like, damn, this thing is heavy. Like the CGI one, like he's just fighting nothing. There's nothing there. He's just swinging his sword at nothing.
Yeah.
That's what threw me off with the Hobbit ones the most, because I mean, that scene at Helm's Deep in the Two Towers where they're all sitting there screaming. I mean, those are a lot of people. Obviously not tens, thousands, but there was probably a solid 100 people. I bet you all dressed up,
Oh, yeah.
screaming, running in, fighting and stuff. I'm like, dude, this is awesome. And it makes it scarier because like they look really, because that's a real thing. You stab it.
These are real people running and screaming.
Yeah. And the Hobbit ones are like,
Yeah, I was watching The Hobbit last night, like the first one,
first one's not
and
bad.
yeah, and yeah, man, it's like it's good, but yeah, like
It's not.
as the Hobbits progress and the movies like go forward, like yeah, the CGI gets more intense,
Oh yeah.
and then it just kind of it can lose you, you
It's a
know.
book that's like 230 some pages or whatever, and you made it into like 9 hours of movie. Like, I
Yeah,
mean, The Lord of the Rings had 3 books for. Well, it was a book a movie.
yeah, exactly.
They should have made that in 2, or one like 4 hour long movie. I don't know. When they said they were making 3 out of The Hobbit, I was so pumped
Well,
for The Hobbit.
that's what's called a money grab. You
Yeah,
know,
that's all that
they were
was. Just,
milking the Lord
yeah,
of the Rings fans, and that's not right.
no,
That's wrong. Like I hate when like movies and TV shows do that. Like they milk you for your money.
yeah. They just put out another something that has the same name.
They're not worried about being honest and true to the story they want to tell you. And like you make a good story and you make a good movie, you deserve to get paid. You really,
Yeah,
really do. But if you're just if you're like you said, if you're turning a 200-page book into a 9 hours worth of
yeah.
film, it's like no. You're really dragging this out to milk Lord of the Ring
And
fans.
you put another like Legolas wasn't even in The Hobbit. And I know they took it from, I think it's a Silmarillion. There's other things that other stories they took it from, but it's like you're still telling the like you killed Smaug in the second one, right? Like that's the end of the Hobbit, and then they go back almost. You know, well, I mean, to the battle. They do have the battle and everything, but it's like that's like the end. Like you made 3 hours out of like that last 80 pages of the book almost. Like it's just.
It's not.
I think more because I was so in love with Lord of the Rings, and then I was like, oh my god, they're making The Hobbit. It's more Lord of the Rings
Yeah,
stuff, and then I was
for
like,
like the casual fan, I guess the movies are, you know, they'd be like
they'll
cool.
probably like do the just as good as Lord. You know, they're probably like,
Yeah,
it's even better. It looks
but
better.
people who know the books and shit, dude, like no, like they're gonna really shit on the
And the other thing
Hobbit.
that just upsets me with Lord of the Rings is how much Gandalf uses magic in all the books and how little he does in the movies.
Yeah,
Which
well,
is the one thing I don't like. I get that,
production
but it's
costs.
just.
No.
And I think at the same time, Harry Potter was coming out at the same time, so I'm sure you didn't want too much magic going on either. But I know on The Hobbit when he this scenes of like him when all those wolves they're up in the tree
Yeah,
and like he's he lights a bunch of pine cones on fire and throws them like he does a lot of even like to get the the trolls that get him that get everybody and then Gandalf saves them all from the trolls. I think
yeah,
that's the first one. He does like magic to break it or whatever. Like when you read it, and then like in the scene you just kind of watch it and you're like, yeah, it wasn't really like I get why. Because
hmm
you can't have him doing all of a sudden in The Hobbit. He does all of this crazy magic now. Because then you look back like, well, why didn't he do it in Lord of the Rings? Why is he doing it all now?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
fuck, right? So we gotta stay with that.
See, that's a shitty thing about like comparing movies to books. Is like movies, it's like you really need um money, like really
Yeah.
bad. With books, it's like you could write $100 million scene for free, and like
Yeah. And
that's what's amazing.
and like, shit, how are we gonna do all this into I mean, I read all the Harry Potter books, and I was a fan though. But there was even times in those movies too where you're like, hey, you kind of left this out. But at the same time, you watch those movies, and you're like, just visually, like this is amazing.
Yeah,
Especially the spell part and all that. You're like, all right, this looks really cool. It's not something cheesy.
yeah.
But it's like you said, what do you do? Like,
It's really hard
you
making
gotta get
movies.
money.
hmm
They look at that scene and like, well, that's kind of boring. How about we spice it up a little with some of this?
Yeah,
A little explosion here.
because as far as fantasy genre, it's like those are expensive movies.
Oh
I
yeah,
mean, there's some of the best types of movies.
yeah.
You know, people love them because you're getting so invested into like this world.
And
You
you
know, that's
growing up with them. Well,
yeah,
for me, I mean, the first one came out, and I think I was like 10 or 11
yeah.
when it came out, and that's how old they were.
hmm
So it's like you're kind of like, holy shit, like they're getting. Which is funny though, when people get older, then like these people are in their 20s or something now, they're supposed to be like 16, 17-year-olds. And I always think that's funny in movies. Like you see people who are in high school movies, and you're like, dude, you're like,
You're like 30 years
yeah,
old,
it's
bro.
just funny seeing that because you can't have real baby face people
Yeah,
in high
yeah.
school. But it's funny when you see that, and like, this dude is ripped, and he's in high school. Like, what are you talking about? He's got a receding hairline. He's yoked. Like he's not in. I don't know. I think that I like that funny stereotype movies.
Yeah,
They
like
look way older
like
than they're supposed to be.
21 Jump Street. They made a lot of jokes about that when they went
Yeah,
to school.
because there's no way if you looked at Jonah Hill or Channing
Yeah,
Tatum, you're gonna be like, no, they're teenagers. You would just immediately be like, you guys
dude,
are easily in your 20s.
dude, you're
Like,
older than my teacher.
yeah,
What are you?
easily. But the same thing when they had what is Dave Franco.
Yeah,
He's like, Dave Franco, you're the same age as those dudes too. You know what I mean? Like, you're not a
yeah.
teenager.
He does look younger though. Like he has
Yeah.
more of like a baby face, man.
Was it the first scary movie where they made that joke?
Would you?
They were like, oh, if we're really in a scary movie, they cast some dingbat like Jennifer Love Huge Tits to play me or whatever. And then one of the guy goes, yeah, they cast a bunch of people in their late 20s, early 30s to play us.
Yeah.
High school people. And you're like, yeah,
That's fucking extremely accurate.
that's what they do. All that shit.
Fucking good shit, dude. Any more Thanksgiving facts you got over there?
Thanksgiving facts. Let's see, 1941. They made it the official third week of November.
1941.
1941.
They made it the official third
The
week.
third week of November. Because in 1939, during the Great Depression, Roosevelt tried to start it early. Because he knows everybody starts shopping after
Hmm.
for Christmas, and we were in the Great Depression. So he was trying to like jumpstart it earlier, try to kickstart the economy earlier.
Oh,
And then
what a smart bastard.
And then 2 years later, they officially made it
Yeah.
the
I think
third week of November.
Franklin D. Roosevelt is like that dude's one of the best presidents we've ever had.
He's just a G human.
Dude,
He's
like
this.
the amount of medical conditions he was suffering through while being president and fighting a world war, it's like
Scoliosis, is that what it was?
it was polio.
Polio, that's what it
Polio.
was,
Yeah, I remember I did numerous book reports on him in like middle school and stuff. Cause like he's my favorite president. He's my most interesting president.
He's one where his wife had to do a lot of stuff for him too, right? Because he was all laid up.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
Like,
And it's crazy because what he would do too is he didn't want the American public to see that he was like
Yeah.
disabled. So he would literally stand at the podium even though he was in excruciating pain. And
he
then
wouldn't let anybody even like members of like his cabinet and stuff, right? Or whatever, they couldn't come.
yeah, he didn't want anyone to know what he
Yeah,
was going
Just
through
his wife.
because then the American public and his cabinet would also
Sign a
they
weakness.
would yeah, they'd look at him like he was weak. I mean, it's 1941. If you have an illness, they're going to look at you mentally weak, you
Yeah.
know, and physically weak, even if it's just a physical condition.
And that's when there's a bunch of Nazis and everything going on in Europe at that time too.
Yeah, like
41.
Roosevelt had to fight Japan. Well, so you have the Allied and Axis powers. So Roosevelt had to fight the Axis powers, which was Japan, Austria, and Germany, and honestly, it might have been one more, I forget. But Allied powers were fighting the Axis powers, and if Roosevelt didn't join the war when he did, like this world would be very, very different nowadays.
Oh yeah.
Because the amount of pressure he put on Japan and Germany with like the forces from America is the only reason England's alive, you know?
Yeah.
And if England fell, America would have fell next, you know? Because there would have been no Allied front in Europe.
They would have started coming over and flying over.
Yeah. World War II it's the most interesting sorry, it's the most interesting World War. Because it's just so much hanged in the balance. Like so much.
Oh yeah.
Way more than World War One. And
Russia holding its own too, just not to become.
oh yeah,
like Russia was holding it for a while.
Russia was just defending. They were just trying to survive. Russia lost, I believe, 1.5 million casualties in their own civilian populace and military populace.
Oh, God.
And as far as American casualties go, it was like we were like 1/10 of their casualties.
Yeah,
So
we were years later too, though. With that, like that was going on for a while before we jumped in.
yeah,
It wasn't like they all started battle and then we were like, oh, we got to stop this. Like
yeah. Russia was begging us to come and help because
we didn't really until Pearl Harbor, right? Wasn't that when we actually jumped?
well, we were already fighting Germany before Pearl Harbor. We already took that initiative, and then as soon as Pearl Harbor happened, we declared war on Japan as well. I mean,
that's when we did the Saving Private Ryan scene, the opening.
Oh, D-Day?
Yeah.
Yeah, D-Day. Yeah, D-Day was in Normandy in Germany, and I mean, Saving Private Ryan has one of the best D-Day scenes of
I
any,
mean,
of any movie to ever do it because it shows the shell shock. It shows the fear.
especially the first person perspective.
Yeah,
It's like you're running as
like
somebody, you're with somebody.
as soon as the boat opens, literally
Oh, that you get
5
ripped.
people just die in front of you
What,
immediately from
50 cals?
gunfire.
Like those things are really. I don't even know if
It was
they
it was
back up, is it?
MG42s. That's what they were using in the
So that's
bunkers.
still
I mean,
that's ripping
you ever
through
play
you.
Call of Duty?
Oh yeah, exactly.
MG42. That's like, I mean, you just spray and pray,
Yeah.
and that's all they did.
So you
That's
need
what the
to.
Germans
And then
did.
they're in the steel boats. I'm sure it's ricocheting,
Oh,
hitting
ricocheting everywhere.
something too. You know.
Yeah. Um, and the D-Day, so many people died. You know,
Oh yeah.
it was just basically Americans were meat shields, and they were just trying to run onto the beach.
It's just a stampede, and we're just gonna keep sending people
Yeah,
because eventually people will make it over. Eventually, we'll just
yeah,
send enough people,
yeah.
and even if it's all right, we'll say 10% of people are gonna make
But
it.
at that
Well, that
time,
10% is gonna make it.
yeah, at that time we didn't have like water tanks like we do today that can like drive up onto land
Yeah, they
and
got
like
like
establish.
amphibian things or whatever they call them. They can
Yeah,
like,
I think it's like IFBs
yeah.
or like not ATVs.
I
The
know, oh man, I know exactly what you're talking about, but
Yeah, they're not like tanks, but they're giant death machines that can float
yeah,
on water.
like those things in the south, those big things
Elaborate.
um, like on the swamp. It's like a big boat. I don't know what you say. It's kind of like on a. I don't know if you've ever seen a pontoon. Is that what they have, like the party boats or whatever? Maybe it is a pontoon. But it's got like the big fan in the back.
Yeah.
Like you kind of sit on it, you hit it, and you're like, man, it's like that. I think that's what those tanks essentially are.
Well, yeah, they nowadays basically, but they they'll carry like anywhere from 20 to like 50 soldiers to like deploy onto the beach if
Yeah,
necessary, and it can drive onto the beach as well. Like the what we had in 1941, it was nowhere near uh, safe for the soldiers. Like it was literally just open the door, soldiers run onto the beach. That's
yeah,
all we had. There was no type of craft that could protect them.
no,
So it was like, all right, we're gonna bomb the beach a couple days before, like right before we send the troops in to try to like just disperse the German soldiers if we can, and then
and then they're gonna
meat shield
fire up on you, and
because there was nothing they could do, and like the aircrafts were really limited then too because of the anti-aircraft artillery that they had
yeah,
like behind. Um,
Germany was pretty advanced too with what they had.
Germany became one of the most powerful nations in the
I mean,
world, and like
what was it, Operation Paperclip? After World War II was done, we took a whole bunch of German scientists
yeah,
and brought them over here and gave them asylum essentially. And even though they were literally experimenting
yeah,
on prisoners and Jewish people, and we were just kind of like, nah, we'll take these guys because they're really smart. And then we made didn't they help us make the atom bomb?
um,
Because Japan wouldn't give up, right? I know Germany was.
they German scientists like Einstein was German too.
Yeah,
So we brought all the like Einstein came to the U.S. I believe before I believe before like the end of the war with Germany, and but he helped. Yeah, he was on the Manhattan Project to make
yeah.
the atomic bombs
Like
and stuff.
the main guy, I forget his name, but I know Einstein was, but there was like a main guy who helped us make the time, and he was like a known.
German,
He was a
Nazi.
Like, he
Yeah.
was a Nazi straight up,
Hmm.
and we were just like, well, help us.
Yeah, I mean like uh,
Probably
it's
humanity everywhere though. I
it's
mean,
it's the idea of using evil for good, and
yeah,
it's there was really nothing else that could have been done. Like they needed those scientists to help them develop the atomic bomb so that they could end the war in Japan and save more American lives. That's what the goal was.
that was what 1944.
1944 or 45. Yeah.
We dropped two, and
Yeah,
now
we
it's
Big
now
Boy
it's
and Little Man.
80 years later, and there's still countries who don't have it yet. Like, come on, guys, what is it? I was like, oh, they don't have the uranium or stuff to make it. Like, bro, we were making it.
Well, the biggest nations in the world, such as United States, Russia, China,
Oh yeah,
we all put sanctions on smaller countries
to not have
nuclear
but then
weapons.
North Korea does it anyway.
Yeah. Well, that's a dictatorship. That's why everyone was like, let's not do this.
Yeah,
Let's not have them have nuclear weapons because you just got kind of a angry child leading the country, and
They got him though.
he's like, oh, what?
Right? I said they got him. Like North Korea.
Oh yeah,
They got nukes.
yeah. Oh yeah, they have them. But I mean, like as like he could just be upset one day and press the button, and then
That's fucking it. I don't
yeah.
know if they can get that far though. I think they got like intercontinental
Well, they don't need to
stuff.
reach United States. They just need to reach
Yeah, true. They can just reach
Japan.
South Korea
So
too.
yeah, they've been able to reach South Korea
But would you
forever.
want to? Like, how close? I mean, I actually don't know how big
If
North
if
and South Korea
if they
combined
did
are
fire
though.
if they did fire their nukes, they'd be I mean they'd be decimated in a matter of seconds. Like I mean,
Yeah, but then everybody would be.
well,
That's just all hands on deck. I feel like. 'Cause then if
yeah.
we launch one, then China's launching one, and then
Well,
the UK is
China
launching one, and then
China
Russia's
does
launching one.
say they don't want the U.S. to get involved in like the North Korean politics. Like they want to take care of it.
Yeah,
And if we were to attack North Korea, then China would attack us.
that's what I mean. And then
That's what China says.
then that's just snowball.
Yeah. But like
And then now
if yeah,
now we got
but
the apocalypse. Now we're back to
it's a full circle. But like China says as long as North Korea doesn't attack anybody, then they'll defend them.
yeah.
That's basically what it is. So if they did
They
do
can't get
something
that because
stupid,
they're landlocked, aren't they? So
yeah.
they can't because that's like their defense. That's
They're
what I was.
yeah, because if the United States or
If
South Korea
yeah,
were to establish a front in North Korea, and North Korea was gone, and it was just Korea then, basically,
yeah,
right, controlled by
no,
South Korea,
fuck.
then the United States would have a landing pad to invade China. That's what they would have,
Yeah,
and China doesn't want that.
no.
That's the exact reason why they're so defensive of North Korea.
We could live in like Australia, New Zealand. Then you don't worry about any of that. We're like, dude, we're just down here minding our own business.
If
Launching nukes at us, dude.
I could live anywhere there, like Australia, probably.
Sounds cool, man.
Yeah, Australia's dude, like the light pollution is so low too. So like
Yeah,
you can see the fucking sky like so well.
I love how they were founded too. They just sent a bunch of prisoners from England or whatever.
Elaborate, tell a story. I
I
don't
don't
know.
know 100%, but I'm pretty sure Australia was, I wouldn't say property, but maybe say of England. And I'm pretty sure they started as a prison. They were just going down and dropping people off on it. I don't know if they realized it was this massive continent, but I'm pretty sure that it started with a bunch of prisoners getting sent down
Oh
from England.
Jesus.
Because I know the flag is pretty similar. And I think they're one of the places that has the Queen on their money.
Yeah.
So I know they do have something, which is weird because it's like, how the fuck did England get in Australia? They're not close. You know what I mean? Like, how do you get the England America?
Yeah.
That's right. It's across the Atlantic. Like, how did you even find Australia?
Yeah, like I don't know, man. World War II. It's they're like World War II and FDR. It's so like that when I did like when I was in history class and like I believe it was like 10th grade. It's like I wanted to be a history teacher but just because of World War II. Like I fucking loved
keep
World War II.
reliving.
Yeah. I was just like this is such like a influential time in history where literally the whole world would be fucking extremely different. You
Oh
know?
yeah,
It's like everyone would be speaking either German,
you're
and
speaking German or
ja
Russian.
German and Japanese. That's what they would be speaking because and like Germany, they weren't even gonna stop with England and the United States. Like they wanted to kill.
Then what of the world?
Yeah, they wanted to like they would have attacked Japan too, China.
Oh, in the end,
Yeah,
yeah, they would have.
they would have just decimated everybody because they just wanted like the pure white Aryan race to
The world's
prosper.
just too big. Like, even if they did that somehow, it wouldn't
Yeah.
last.
No.
It's just too big. Too many people.
Yeah. Imagine if Germany succeeded, dude. Fucking exterminated every other race
There's
besides
just a bunch of honkies.
blonde, blue-eyed, fucking Germans. Jesus,
There'd
man.
have to be something in your DNA, though. You know what I mean? Someone would have to be.
Well, technically, yeah. Like, so two white people can have like a black baby. It's actually possible. Like, if say like,
I mean, not like Wesley Snipes.
oh, I'm talking black. Like, I'm talking two white people can have a really black baby. It's extremely rare, but it can happen because if your ancestors, right, say like 5 generations before, 6 generations, you had a black ancestor, then that sort of then, and like say each generation after that, like the kids, they those kids had kids with white people, then you would look pretty much white, but
Yeah.
you'd have like, I don't know, 5% black in you. And then that alone, even if you had sex with a white person, that can fully come out in the baby. And that's happened before. Like, so like there was this couple, it was a white dude and a white lady, and they had a kid, and that kid came out like dark, like solid black. And I'm not talking like light black, like it was solid black. So he was like, "You cheated on me. You had to." Right? And she goes, "No, no, no, I didn't." And then they got a DNA test, and that baby was both of theirs, even though it was solid. It was a solid black baby.
Superpowers too. You know?
Yeah, dude, it was a solid black kid. It's crazy. It's insane. Because that small variation in like her genes, it just expressed itself through really low probability, which is really insane to think about.
Genetics are insane. So you think I could a lovely Asian woman and have a kid with blue eyes?
It's entirely possible. Yes.
Wow. Hitler tend to fucking explode with this conversation.
Dude, dude, oh my God. What was Hitler's wife's name?
Cunt.
But like, imagine if that happened to them. Like they had a black baby.
Oh my God.
Oh, he would have had her
I
hang.
wish his wiener didn't even work right there. That's why he was so mad. I think there's something wrong with it.
Probably.
There is theory that he had the old micro wiener.
Really?
I think him and Napoleon supposedly, which is not just such a thing to just
All
dismiss
dictators have a
with
fucking
men.
micro
Just
penis.
like, yeah, got a small dick. That's why he's all angry. Like maybe he's got a huge dick and no vagina. Take it. So he's never been able to put it in anywhere. So he's so angry.
Yeah, entirely possible.
You never
It's
know.
an entirely possible
As
thing.
I'm sitting here, people are like, "You're defending dicks." I'm like, "No, I'm just saying. You never know.
If
You never know.
it's too big, too small, both are very bad.
You never know.
Both are very bad. You don't want that.
Things only fit in certain places.
They do. I'm like, dude, you know how uncomfortable it must be to have like a giant penis?
Like a big one.
Ooh, I'm not talking big, dude.
I'd be in California. We'd be doing this podcast. Slamming porn stars.
Imagine, dude.
Do you think they get bored?
What do you mean?
Like people who are over there just banging, just like porn stars, like
porn stars,
like,
yeah,
legit ones who are like really making it.
Dude, they have to.
You think they're just like, ugh, again? Like us waking up to go to work, and you're like, fuck, dude, I really don't wanna. And you know, like I gotta go to work. I'm like, damn it, it's gonna be a big meatloaf today. I gotta break it down. And then Riley Reed's gonna wake up and think the exact same thing, that there's gonna be a big meatloaf, and she's gonna break it down. And
oh Jesus, that's a perfect analogy.
It's gonna be tough, man.
It's beautiful.
I think anybody in any profession is just like, fuck, man, this sucks. I wonder if that's just a human trait of like, even if you have all the money, like Jeff Bezos or Elon Musk, and you think they're waking up and they're like, fuck, man, today's.
No.
I don't think they do.
I don't think they do either.
I don't think they do at all.
I was watching this video about Jeff Bezos, and it was talking about how, like, it was using his money, but it was representing his money with grains of rice.
I saw that video.
Have you seen that? But tell me that wasn't insane.
It's insane how much money
literally, the dude was like, for like one piece of rice represented like $1 million, like it was like $10 million.
Yeah.
I think that was one piece of rice. And the guy in the video was like, 99.9% of people watching this video will never receive $10 million. You won't get this one grain of rice. And then he was like, now look at how much Jeff Bezos has. Jeff Bezos had like a fucking wheelbarrow full of rice.
He's got like $100 and something billion. Like
yeah.
$40 billion. Him and his wife got divorced. He has so much money that his wife is now the richest woman in the world.
Really?
Because of the divorce.
They didn't sign a prenup.
No, I think he was with her around before he was Jeff Bezos. I think they were together for a long time, but.
Oh, Jeff.
I think she literally got like $50 million or something. Like she's now the richest woman in the world. And
that's
just makes
when you have $50 billion, you might as well have a card that says "I get everything for free."
Yeah.
like everything is free
That's
now.
just one of those numbers that you just want to like. If you have 50 billion, you might as well have like Clark and money from the planet Schmuff. Like that much money is just insane. Like it doesn't really like just to fathom $50 billion.
It's
Like it's just made up almost. Like
yeah,
what can you not buy?
that's what I just said.
Like,
Everything's
that's what I
free.
mean. Like everything's free, but it's still just like what? How crazy do you have to go to set? Like I wonder if you're just gonna get to a point where like, I gotta buy. All right, I bought like the coolest car I can. Now what do? You're gonna buy like a giant building some way or make a building, or do you just
I don't. I
like
have
with
no
that much
idea.
money? I don't know what I would do. Literally, like
Like I think you would get to the point where you're just like I don't know. If I had that much money, like I'd get to the point where I'm just like I just throw bags of it at people. Like
yeah,
just
what do you know
take
what to
this.
do?
Yeah, it's
I
like
also feel like I kind of keep
the
living the
bank
same
can't
boring
fit it
life,
all. I need to get rid of this.
and you're making more money for having it in the bank.
Oh, do you know like
Like the investments and everything. Like
imagine how much interest you make off
that's what I mean.
$50 billion.
Like it's more than you're spending.
Yeah, it's more than you could possibly spend.
Yeah,
Like God.
just constantly, just all of a sudden it's just interest, money. While you're just buying yachts and cyborgs and whatever else, a trip to fucking Titan. The head alien finally came down because you got $140 billion, so you can talk to aliens at this point, or
Oh God. Dude, if you got $50 billion,
you'll know way
why
before we
not
know.
why not just invest in trying to find alien life?
That's why I love
Just do
That's
it.
why I love Elon Musk,
Yeah.
because he's just like, yeah, I'm a fucking genius, and I have $70 billion or however much he has.
Oh, he's extremely rich too.
And how many different companies he's doing too? He's doing SpaceX, and they have
Oh yeah.
that neurological chip, Tesla, and all that. And he's just like, yeah, I'm just trying to put people on Mars. Like you literally, how long has NASA been around? And
Oh, since
Elon
the
Musk is
50s?
Elon Musk has this is the Dragon X or whatever it is, the rocket that it launches in space and comes back, and then they can reuse it.
I don't know what it's called, but yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Like NASA's been around for how long? They have this guy who's in his 40s.
Well, it's because of
maybe, or
how it's
whatever.
because of how determined he is to finish his projects,
Yeah.
and how like he'll imagine something and be like, and then just get a bunch of physicists together and be like, I want to do this, and then probably all the physicists are like, dude, I don't think that's really possible, and then he's just like, I want to do it though,
He's gonna be a smart
and
dude.
he's like, I'll just pay you guys millions of dollars, figure it out, just figure it out.
He's gonna be insanely smart though on everything to be able to like. Because I'm sure some of these physicists would be like, oh great, it's Elon Musk here, and like he have to be saying something. They're like, holy shit, this guy actually knows what he's talking about.
Yeah,
For
yeah.
all this to keep actually going and working.
Well, for him to start it, he would have had to been like the first smartest person in the
Oh yeah.
company, right? So he would have been like
Like he would have had
involved.
his own results before. Like he'd come up with an idea
I,
and then be
I,
like, well, that's a good idea. Work on
yeah,
that. And he'd be like, no, I already did it.
I bet at some point he's done every job in his company just because of
Oh,
like the
just
type
climbing up.
the type of
Yeah.
company it is. It's like you have to do those jobs first yourself and then hire people to do
Yeah,
them.
he can do all those jobs.
Yeah.
So when someone says, well, I couldn't do it because of this, and he can prove it as an answer. Well,
Yeah.
You should have done it this way, like that. Shit, did he own that? He knows how to make coffee? Why are you always like, holy shit? He's the guy who owns Tesla, the coolest cars ever.
Yeah,
I'd love to get a fucking Tesla. Those things are insane.
and they're all electric, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I know you gotta get like a plug with your house or whatever, but I don't care.
Yeah, you have to get like
Whatever, my landlord's gonna
comes
do
with a
with
whole
that.
setup.
I want a Tesla. They have a dog mode.
Really?
And you can put your dog in there and you hit dog mode, and it says it on the big screen that the car's in dog mode, so it's like there's air conditioning going and everything, so the dog's fine.
Oh, so like say you like drive to like the grocery store and you get your dog in your
You
car.
can leave it in there, hit dog mode, and
That's
it tells
why
people, they can
it
look at
has
it and it
dog
tells
mode.
people it's in dog mode, the dog's fine.
Oh,
Dog mode.
that's good job, Elon.
Whoever thought about that?
I don't know.
Put dog mode in it. Alright, we'll put dog mode in a car.
It's a
Also,
fucking great
This
idea.
is how you get a rocket to go into space and land. And you're like, did you just say that in the same sentence with dog mode? Like,
If he was truly the OG, he'd put dog mode in his rockets.
Oh my god, just launching dog mode.
Don't worry, the rocket's in dog mode. It's okay.
I love that he does say that, like, well, the first people we send out are gonna die there. Like, we're not taking them
Yeah,
back.
they
Like,
can't come home.
No.
They're sacrificing their lives for science, basically. I mean, obviously, you'd still build a habitable place. It's
Yeah,
not.
you'd
It's
live. You're not just gonna
it's not like you bring them there for 5 minutes and you're like, all right, just press a few buttons to give us some
you
numbers.
just open a hatch and they just fall to their death on Mars.
Yeah. Well, we got them there.
We got them.
Never said alive though.
We're gonna take
So.
a pod to the ground and land there, and I'll look around and be like, "What the fuck are we doing?" That's it though. It's too late.
So much red dust.
And you gotta be careful because you'd send someone like me, and I'd be like, I could be the first serial killer on Mars. I can kill all of these people.
That's hilarious. First,
I don't know, man.
I could be the first serial killer on
Yeah.
Mars.
Stalk and kill all
It's
of
like
them.
your thought process isn't being the first person on Mars,
No.
the first serial
You
killer.
go like, I want to do this, and I'm like, no, I can kill them all. And then go hide somewhere, and it'll be like a Jason movie. And
Yeah.
they never found
Well, you know the
me.
movie The Thing. It's kind
I
of like
love
that.
The Thing.
It's kind of like that. Yeah, fucking, but on Mars.
Russell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, they should make a sequel to The Thing and call it Thing
I
2
think
and
The
just be
Thing
like
was
Mars.
actually a sequel to one made in like the 40s.
Yeah, it was.
And then,
Yeah.
But the one with Kurt Russell, well, that was just creepy. With like people were just like, they did the blood.
Is
test.
that the newest one, Kurt Russell?
Yeah,
Or
it was
no,
like-
it's Kurt Russell like the 80s.
That's the 80s one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember I watched it was like a couple weeks ago. I watched like a
Just creepy.
it was like just an analysis of that movie and just like the cool shit that happens. And dude, like when that dude's stomach opens up like teeth.
Oh my god. See, that's what I mean though. Like I like that
For-
wasn't CGI and all that. That was they made
Yeah.
something that moved and did that. And
For 80s horror, dude, like that is
the prosthetics and everything that they did.
they must have been horrified. Like nowadays you look at that and you're like, it's funny.
It's cheesy.
Yeah, it's cheesy. You laugh at it.
But when you see that at first, it was like, what the? Yeah, they all like transform into this weird monsters. I don't know if you've ever seen Slither.
No.
It's a movie like, I don't know if that one came from space too, but it was kind of like that. But it was infecting people, and people turned into these like grotesque monsters.
Yeah.
Kind of similar to The Thing. I wonder if it was based on that, but it was. I think it was called Slither. Yeah. But it was weird. It was another space. I know
Yeah.
like those weird things from space coming, and all of a sudden it's like the world's ending because of something came from like signs. I know It
Yeah.
was like an alien thing, but I don't know, Armageddon stuff like that, Independence Day,
Yeah.
aliens coming down.
And we come full circle to the apocalypse again.
Here we are again. All right, now there's a new one. Do you want Alien now?
The apocalypse is just
Well,
finding its way.
Fucking this many months into COVID, are we not just thinking about the world ending at this point? We're like, well, how is it gonna end this time? What's gonna happen?
Yeah. What's really cool though is the COVID vaccine, man. 95%.
Yeah.
95% for that.
The stuff we can do
I just
with billions and billions of dollars.
Are people gonna blow up when they start taking it?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. Just spontaneous combustion.
Spontaneous human combustion.
Just-
that's it, bursting into flames for no reason.
It's like you're at McDonald's at the drive-thru. They go to hand you your bag. They just explode.
They just explode. You're just like, ugh, great. Now I probably have the COVID because it exploded. Now you're gonna get tested.
What if it causes continuous explosions? So like you explode, and then if someone's in a certain radius,
Oh no.
they explode.
It'd be like alien blood, but if it hits you, it doesn't melt you. You just explode now. It's just feel like what was it? The Kingdom,
just
or
just
what
just on
was it?
CNN it says exploding corona.
Oh, the Kingsman. You ever see the Kingsman, the first one?
Yeah,
Samuel and like at the end.
I forget most of it
But I
though.
know there was a part at the end where everyone had like the chips in their heads and all the heads were exploding, and it was like, yeah.
Well, dude, fucking The Boys.
Oh man, the head popper.
Yeah, the head popper. If you guys haven't seen season 2, like
Yeah,
I
sorry
mean,
for the spoiler, but
it's not really
Yeah.
just head popper.
there's a head popper. In there.
There's a few head pops. It's great.
Oh my god, it's intense too. It's real. I mean, obviously it's real. I've never seen a head pop, but I would think that's what it would look like.
And it probably would sound like that.
if someone had a
Yeah.
telekinetic way to blow up somebody's head. What a scary power.
What a-
walking around like
What a
a
fun
dog.
power.
It's like, oh shit, what's that?
It's like imagine you had that power but you couldn't control it, and like if someone just pisses you off a
Oh.
little bit, you just get a little angry at them, boom, their head fucking explodes.
Be like Cyclops. You need some type of eye thing or something for your head.
Yeah, so
Start
you're not
literally
exploding heads.
exploding heads. That's always a tough question though. Like, what would be the one superhero you'd have? I mean, superpower.
Oh, no idea, man.
It's tough. It's always
It's
a tough one because it's like everyone wants to say flight or visibility.
I just I mean, being a serial killer on Mars just sounds fun.
That'd be your
That don't even need a superpower. Just
the superpower is just to be only able to survive on the Martian planet.
yeah,
I can just live on the planet.
that's my
That's all I need.
superpower. I can live on Mars and
I'm just
I
fine.
don't need any sort of suit,
No,
so that I
just
can
walk
kill
around
people much quicker.
just however I want. Someone's gonna make that movie, and I'm suing the shit out of them.
Oh
Right?
God, we gave them the idea. The Thing
Damn
2
it.
on Mars.
The thing doing Mars.
That sounds like such a dude. You could easily do that.
Oh, yeah.
That's an easy
I mean, they
movie.
made like 6 Tremor movies. And I can easily like serial killer on Mars.
Fucking Tremor. That's a giant worms, right?
The Giant Worms. I love that franchise.
Those
too.
are like
It's ridiculous.
they always had them on Sci-Fi, right?
Oh, always on Sci-Fi.
Yeah. God,
The Tremors.
dude, the old Sci-Fi movies that just like you would go to Sci-Fi and it'd just be horrible but like
Horrible. You couldn't
hilarious
stop
horror
watching
movies.
them.
Yeah, because they were all like Sharknado basically, but just
Oh,
just
there's
trying to be good and they weren't.
one of the great spoof jokes I've heard is like the knockoffs that Sci-Fi makes instead of like, so if they were gonna make Iron Man, it'd be called like Steel Dude
Yeah.
or something like that. 'Cause I guess they had a movie that was it was supposed to be like birds.
Yeah.
You know that old Hitchcock movie where all the birds attacking people.
Yeah.
They called it Caw.
What's it, Ravens?
Yeah, like,
Caw?
I mean, like that's just the bad things they do. That's what they used to be the thing though. There were
Yeah.
some bad spin-offs of like already made horror movies.
I loved it though. I loved it
Oh, I
though.
couldn't get enough.
They were so bad but so good.
That's what made it good because like
Yeah.
some there would be like 5 minutes you'd be like, wow, this isn't a bad movie, and then the other hour and 20 minutes like this is the worst piece of shit I've ever seen. But I can't stop watching.
Yeah.
It's so much fun to just. Well, Scare Tactics. I've never watched Scare Tactics.
Oh, I love Scare
loved
Tactics.
That was one of my favorite shows
Yeah.
ever. Was Scare Tactics.
That's
That's
just
one of the
so
best
many good
prank
memories.
shows because it was just good to see like they went all out. To
Fucking
scare
aliens
people.
in barns and shit.
Aliens. So many great memories of watching that show where people just
Yeah.
scream and get scared. Tracy Morgan was a host for a couple of seasons. That's why I like because Tracy Morgan is fucking hilarious.
Oh yeah, it was great. Because I remember I'd always watch Fear Factor. I'd always watch Scare Tactics.
Yeah.
Sci-Fi. I loved that, dude. It was golden era of my childhood.
Yeah,
But
no
if-
sci-fi shows, it was the best. They do like Creep Show would be another Tales from the Crypt or one of those. Would be
Yeah, it'd be like
sometimes.
Creepers Jeepers. They show a lot too.
Oh yes.
Yeah. Creepers Jeepers is the best, dude.
They,
I remember one time I was over my cousins. I don't know. I forget if I said this on the podcast or not. But I was over my cousins and it was like 10 o'clock at night. But Sci-Fi decided to show Jeepers Creepers in chronological order from Jeepers Creepers 1 all the way to like 5 or 4.
yeah.
And I was up till 5 in the morning watching them. Because after I watched the first movie, I couldn't go to bed because I was so scared. So I just stayed up watching more,
Just to
getting
see what-
getting more
how am I
terrified.
gonna die?
And dude,
I love that shit.
I remember my friend woke up. Well, no, it was not my friend. It was my cousin. He woke up in the morning and he was like, dude, did you go to bed? I was like, Jeepers Creepers, dude. I was like, Jeepers Creepers. And he was like, oh no. He looked at the TV. He was like, oh no, you didn't go to bed. I was like, I couldn't.
23 years.
I was like, he would have killed me. I know, he would have got me.
However many years it takes for him to come back or whatever. I like the second one was good too with the bus.
Yeah,
Everything, that one was pretty good too.
that's the one I have one of the most it's the most memorable one to me. Yeah, he's just chasing the fucking bus.
Yeah.
And it's just driving away. It's just fucking.
And it was just cool to see like how he was like regenerating.
Yeah.
Like, ate some kid's head. Or
Mhm.
something like that kid's head like popped in and then like it turned into his or whatever.
Yeah.
It's a cool, scary concept.
And like, I forget what movie it was, but at the end they had like Jeepers Creepers. He was like tied up to the barn, and they had like
Yeah,
this
that was the
bolt.
second one.
They had the bolt. Yeah, so it was
Yeah.
the bus one. Yeah, they had that bolt thrower just aimed at him, and they were just like
The
almost
beginning of
23 years, so close.
The beginning of that with he was like a scarecrow, but then he came down, like took that kid and flew away with the kid or whatever. That was fucking scary
Yeah.
because he was just up there and you're like, is that a scarecrow? And they turned his head. It's like, I don't like this.
Jeepers Creepers, man.
Jeepers Cravers.
I remember Sci-Fi had this like abominable like snowman one, and like it was just this like abandoned hotel in the middle of like the Arctic, like fucking just a
like where
horror.
nobody actually lives.
Yeah, it was like these Arctic it was like explorers or something, and then they found this hotel in the middle of the Arctic, right? And it was like kind of like buried by snow and old and shit.
Yeah.
And then basically the plot point was this abominable snowman is going to chase these people around this abandoned hotel in Antarctica. That's what happened.
That's just a sci-fi ghost. It's like, yeah, there's a hotel, and no one's like, wait, in Antarctica? There's a, yeah, there's a hotel. Shut up, Jerry.
Get a lot of tourists here.
Yeah.
It's a very good investment.
Used to be, I think it was called Jack Frost.
Yeah.
Did you ever see that with the scary snowman?
The scary one, yeah. Yeah. I was terrified of that one.
That one was scary as shit, and then now I get older, I'm like, dude, I'll just turn the heat up. And then it's like, come on in, dude, it's 80. Like, I'm not worried.
Yeah, he can't kill me. I got the heat up to 80. He can't kill me.
The movie that really scared me, even though I was a little bit older when it came out, was the first Paranormal Activity.
Yeah.
It always scared the shit out of me when I first saw it.
Yeah,
And then I watched it again last month for Halloween. Yeah. It's like a long build-up. It's like, all right. At one point, I'm like, all right, where's the ghost?
Yeah.
I feel like I'm just watching a shitty relationship unfolding. And I'm like, dude, I don't care about your little wah. Oh no, something moved on the Ouija board. You know, and I'm like, oh, it's not as scary as I thought it was. The one with the little girls was. I don't know if it was like the second or third one. I didn't like that, just because little kids are creepy.
Like ghost kids are like
Any
the
little kid
creepiest.
stuff like
Yeah.
that, I'm like, nah. Like Insidious or whatever. I'm like, no. Little kids.
Yeah, and this fucking demon kid. It's like,
Yeah, I don't like that.
it's like, I don't want that.
The Grudge.
It's too much.
Time. Pet Cemetery. Not the older one, but
I forget. I know Pet Cemetery, but I forget about it. Like I
yeah,
don't
you could
remember too much about it.
buried a dead body there and it came back to life, but it came back evil.
So like your dead pet came back evil.
Yeah, like he buried a
Oh.
cat there, and then the cat came back, and the cat was an asshole. And then his kid got hit by an 18-wheeler or something, so he buried him, and then he dug him up afterwards because his wife was so distraught, and then he buried him at the, it was an old Indian burial ground or whatever.
Yeah.
And then the kid came back, and then the kid tried to kill them.
Oh,
That's
jeez.
what it was, yeah.
Imagine that, dude. Wow.
That's a fucked up concept to think about.
That's really fucked up. Jesus.
Jesus, Stephen King. What the fuck?
You're mourning your child's death, and he fucking just comes back.
And he's so distraught because his wife's so upset that he didn't have the kid. And you ever seen the South Park episode where they did with they faked Butters' death?
No.
So Butters could be a girl because they thought the girls had a, you know, that thing at school where it had like the fourth, and you would open it, you said guess a number, guess a color, and they would like open
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Mhm.
So it was called a fortune teller, and all the boys believed that the girls could actually tell the future with it.
Yeah.
So they wanted to get it from them, so they faked Butters' death and had Butters be a girl, so he could go to a sleepover to try to steal it for the boys. And it's a Pet Cemetery thing that the mom's so distraught that Butters died,
Yeah.
and he goes and digs up Butters, but then obviously Butters never died, so Butters just has to come back, and they're all like, he's hideous, and he's like, guys, I'm fine. They're all like screaming, they think he's dead. And then they put him down in the basement.
Oh god, good old South Park,
South Park.
man. Dude, I was watching have you seen the Macho Man South Park episode where he's pretending to be transgender?
Yes.
That's I watched that one randomly last night, and dude, that one is fucking hilarious.
That's a fucked up.
Come on, strong woman.
Like fighting them over there. Yeah, it's,
Oh god, yeah, he's just fucking
he's
up
just
all
fucking
the
up,
girls,
yeah.
dude. I'm the strongest woman.
Amazing show.
And the whole time, PC principal, he didn't want to say anything because he didn't want to upset the PC babies.
But oh man, PC Babies is so funny.
Dude, that's one of the most original, like, cool concepts for a cartoon show.
Oh yeah.
Just like the PC stuff that they do is just fucking hilarious.
Especially for a show that for almost 20 however long it's been on is like
Yeah.
the least PC show ever
Yeah.
made with the horrible things that they've done over the years on that show, which makes it my favorite show ever. But
Yeah, that's why South Park's fucking awesome. They don't give a fuck.
they just do the most, and how quick they do it too, in like a week.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
They're very fucking good at writing their shows.
Matt Stone and Trey Parker.
God damn it, man. Hell yeah. But all right, I think that's probably a good spot to end it here today.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving, Human Bacon followers. We will have another podcast coming your way super soon. So enjoy Thanksgiving, guys. Take it easy.
Gobble gobble.